Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Metropolis Radio. Today we are taking a look at the Screenrant article where Matt Damon,
Matt Damon.
yes, that Matt Damon has finally come out and admitted that the Great Wall was a disaster. 5 years after the Great Wall was released, Matt Damon looks back at the 2016 medieval epic and admits it was doomed from the beginning. Well, Mr. Matt Damon, it's about damn time. I think all of us knew it, but okay, fine. It's been about 5 years. It's safe for him to come out and express his true feelings on the movie. And let's be honest, that movie was made solely for China. And yeah, I don't think it bombed, but it didn't resonate very well, even with the Chinese audience. But before I tangent on for too long, let's get right into this article here. Matt Damon doesn't include The Great Wall in his list of outstanding films he's made throughout his career. Yeah, I personally wouldn't either. The Oscar winner became a household name for writing and appearing in Good Will Hunting, blah, blah, blah. Don't give a shit. In 2016, Damon starred in The Great Wall, a historical fantasy action film directed by Chinese filmmaker Zhang Yimou, as his directorial debut in Hollywood. Set in ancient China, the movie's plot revolved around a European mercenary warrior, that would be Damon, who travels to the Asian country in search of gunpowder. Which, yes, for those who don't know, the Chinese did invent gunpowder. That part of the plot is actually not wrong. He is captured and imprisoned, but eventually joined forces with the Chinese army against monstrous creatures. Yes, because the Great Wall, you see, according to this movie, the Great Wall was not constructed to keep the Mongolians out. It was constructed to keep these big bad monsters out. Oh, and by the way, getting back to the idea of the Chinese inventing gunpowder, just a really weird fact for you guys. Did you know that the guy who invented gunpowder was actually seeking a medicine for immortality? And that's how gunpowder was invented. I know it's really fucking funny if you think about it. Where the guy who invented gunpowder was trying to find a powder that you could take so you would live forever, and gunpowder would go on to kill untold amounts of people ever since its invention. But back to the article. The movie also included Willem Dafoe, Pedro Pascal, and Chinese superstar Andy Lau. Despite earning $334.9 million at the box office, The Great Wall was considered to be a major flop and was greatly panned by critics. No shit. During his recent appearance on Marc Maron's WTF podcast via The Hollywood Reporter, Damon revealed his honest thoughts on The Great Wall 5 years after it was released. The 50-year-old actor admitted that the period film was, in his words, a disaster. In fact, Damon confessed to knowing that the movie was going to bomb even while he was filming it. He said, quote, "I was like, this is exactly how disasters happen. It doesn't cohere. It doesn't work as a movie," he said. All the signs pointed downward when director Zhang started to make changes just to please Hollywood producers. And that's the moment when your movie could go from... I wouldn't even call that this movie even had a great idea. It had a really shitty premise. So I don't know how they could have turned it around. Maybe not take it as seriously because it's a monster movie, but whatever. Ultimately, the acclaimed director and cinematographer ended up sacrificing his initial vision. Despite knowing that his movie would not be received well, Damon said he still worked at it like a true professional actor. And here is what Matt Damon said, quote, "I came to consider that the definition of a professional actor, knowing you're in a turkey and going, okay, I've got 4 more months. It's up and down siege on It's the up and down siege on Hamburger Hill. I am definitely going to die here, but I'm doing it. That's as shitty as you can feel creatively, I think. I hope to never have that feeling again," end quote. The Great Wall attempted to follow the trail of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, The House of Flying Dragons, and other Chinese films that found massive success in Hollywood. And this was the problem. The Great Wall was a monster movie. You shouldn't have taken the premise too seriously because it was a ridiculous premise to begin with. Just go all out, balls to the wall, embrace the ridiculous nature. That would have made the better movie. The problem is you try to make a monster movie into Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, it's not going to work. It definitely showed a lot of prominence concept-wise. No, it didn't. Like I said, it only would if they embraced the ridiculousness, but they didn't embrace the ridiculousness, so the concept was moot. An epic adventure storyline, beautiful imagery, acrobatic action scenes, and an all-star cast. Notice they're not bringing up the fact that it was a monster movie. I wonder why they're leaving that part out. Sadly, the movie failed to deliver despite all these factors. Instead, it opened to harsh criticisms about its ill-conceived script, rough CGI effects, and an unsubstantial plot. Again, if you embrace the ridiculousness, the unsubstantial plot argument would be moot, because then the filmmakers could instantly clap back with, yeah, it's a monster movie. What the fuck were you expecting? The Godfather here? But here's how the article concludes. More seriously, the supposed hero movie was accused of cultural appropriation and promoting white superiority. I do remember that. By featuring a white character as a savior to the Chinese people, despite the fact that Matt Damon at that time was one of the top movie stars in the world. Just like to point that fact out. These problems quickly extinguished any chance of the movie to soar despite its entertainment value. No, the reason why the movie didn't soar is because of what I said. And I know I sound like a broken record here, but I'm gonna keep repeating it. The movie didn't embrace its ridiculous nature. You know, even the article is going out of its way to hide the fact that it was a monster movie. Had they just embraced that it was a monster movie, it probably would have done a lot better than it did. If there's anything heroic about The Great Wall, it's Damon's admirable decision to finish the Doom project and give it his best shot. Okay, so yeah, what basically is coming out of this is that Matt Damon is a true professional. But, you know, it's actually quite rare for an actor to come out and admit that, yeah, I was in a really shit movie, but, you know, so I'm going to come out later and try to distance myself. It's been 5 years, so it's pretty safe for him to, you know, come out and slam the movie and have it not affect him. I remember when Sylvester Stallone did that when what was that movie? Escape. I remember when Escape Plan 3 was coming out, and he came out on his Instagram basically, you know, slamming Escape Plan 2 and calling the director of Escape Plan 2 a fucking hack. That was truly funny. And unfortunately, I can't find it. I can't show it. I can't show the post on here because Instagram wants me to log in order to access that, and I don't want to log into Instagram because fuck Mark Zuckerberg. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this video right here. If you stuck around this long, thanks so much for doing so. And if you guys have been following me long enough, you know I am terrible at ending these, so I will just see you guys next time.